Hello everybody, this is another week of your motivational program, Way to Greatness. I'm Cabs2. He was born Oluwarotimi Martins, popularly known as ALARIWO of Africa, on September 4 in 1969. ALARIWO of Africa grew up in Lagos, where he got educated and started his career as a young journalist. ALARIWO of Africa became a household name when he dropped Yawa Gas. It has not been easy and smooth journey for the singer during the time on his way to greatness. Let's get set for ALARIWO of Africa true life story. Enjoy yourself.
My name is Rotimi Martins. I'm from Delta State. I'm a musician. I'm a noisemaker. An entertainer, so to say. I'm a broadcaster. Everybody has a story. My story has different versions, but the truth of the matter is we all started from a humble background. I'm from a family of 8, and my father never encouraged me to be a musician. My father wanted me to be a lawyer. Right from when my mother put to bed, he realized that I was a boy, and he named me after one of the best lawyers in Africa. His name is Rotimi Williams. So he named me Rotimi Martins. He said he wanted me to be a lawyer. But as a baby, you wouldn't know what you are going to become until God tells you what you would be. And along the line, I went to school. Journalism is something that has always been inside of me. And I became a broadcaster. I resigned from a radio station called Echo FM 89.75 in 2004. And what else is there to know? My first album was not really encouraging because my father didn't want me to do music. So I left the house. My mother was always praying for me. Along the line, I met one man called Obafemi Lasode. Before I met Obafemi Lasode, I was a DJ. You know, I used to charge 300 naira to go and MC and play in a club or any party. Then I met him. He came to a barbing salon to have his hair cut. So a song was playing on TV, and I was singing the song. And every song that was playing, I was singing it. And the man looked at me and said, "Who are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm one young man trying to grow. I love music." And he gave me his card. He said, "Come to my office the next day." And I went to his office. When I got to his office, he took me to his studio, and he said he's going to sponsor my album. That was where I met my producer. His name is Nelson Brown. Nelson Brown discovered ALARIWO of Africa, Two-Face Idibia, Daddy Shoki, Baba Frayo, Father Uton, Daddy Fresh, name a lot of them. He was always there for us, supported us. And I released my first album titled Yawa Gas in 1998. And since then, it's been a success story by the grace of God. The road is very rough, but it can never be rough for a man that is tough. You will have to just keep struggling. My father didn't tell me anything negative, but he just wanted me to get the basics, which was education. I had the education, but I felt I should do what I loved doing, which was music. It was so tough before I met Femi Lasode. My younger brothers, you know, tried their best to see if they could raise money for me to do my first demo, which they did. A lot of people were supportive, but my credit goes first of all to the Almighty God and to Obafemi Lasode, then Nelson Brown. Those were the people that helped me. Before then, my father kicked me out, wanted me to do the best that he wanted. I was so frustrated that I had to do a lot of things. For the first time on TV, I will tell you how tough it was, because sometimes interviews will make you say some things. In this town, I was a conductor. In this town, I was a vendor. In this town, I struggled to get to where I was. But when I tell people all this, they don't believe it. I was already a graduate. But because my father didn't want me to do music, he did not want to encourage my musical career. And I said to myself, I'm going to make it. I squatted with some friends in Oregon, and those friends, they were very supportive initially. Back then, I was answering MC Martins because I was a professional MC, because I was working with a radio station. But one day, there was a bachelor's eve in Oregon, and everybody came in, sat down, and I was talking and talking. One of my friends now said, Ọ̀gbẹ́ni kúrò lórí stage, Alariwo. Jeka, play music for wa, don't worry, Alariwo. People started laughing, and I thought about it. Alariwo, Alariwo. Okay. The next week, I had an event, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be with you. My name is Rotimi Martins. You can call me Alariwo of Africa. And everybody started shouting. That was where the name got stuck, Alariwo. I was Alariwo of Oregon until I met King Sunny Ade. He came to the office of my sponsor, Bafemi Lasode, and my sponsor said, this is Alariwo of Oregon. He said, no, you are wearing Ankara, you are Alariwo of Africa. And then he was King Sunny Ade and the Golden Mercuries of Africa. So the name got stuck, and I changed it from Alariwo of Oregon to Alariwo of Africa. So it's been interesting. And since then, you know, Ankara is always my favorite. What I like about it, very cheap. 1,000 for 6 yards. You don't go wear design, you don't go allow yourself. You know, you wear your designer, I wear my Ankara, you know. It's interesting. I've been wearing it for 22 years now, 24 years now, and I'm enjoying it. And I've been awarded for wearing Ankara for 24 years. Anytime I travel abroad, if I'm on the street, people just look back. They tell me, excuse me. I stand, they take my picture. Even if they don't know who I am, they love what I'm wearing. I project my culture. So it's been rough. But it can never be rough for someone that is tough. God is always there for us. You don't ever give up in what you're doing. Always have faith, believe in it, pray, and you'll get there.
It's a serious issue to see graduates walking up and down the streets. They don't get work. And the people who don't get work, they strike every day. Make we find solution to these problems. Lagos landlords, they increase house rent anyhow. Instead of to collect 1 year, they will collect 3 years. They're the same message. Now Almighty God go save us for this kind of situation where we they go through when brothers when they cut hair, breast and tongue. All because of money.
I was looking for money. Nobody was willing to help. You know, nobody was willing to help. Now, my father kicked me out of the house because I didn't want to go to school, because I graduated and I didn't want to practice what I studied. A friend of mine now said he doesn't have money to give to me, but he was a vendor. And he took me to one man at the bus stop. If the opportunity comes one day, if you get to a Jota bus stop, there is one vendor by the right, one man. He has a table filled with newspaper. He was my oga. And my friend took me to him and said, my friend wants to start selling newspapers. Newspaper then was 5 naira. Yeah, 5 naira. So they will give it to us at 4 naira, 50 kobo. Our own profit was 50 kobo, you know. So I would stand in one place thinking they will call me, they will call me, they will call me. My friend kept telling me, as you stand here, it won't work. You have to run and pursue. And as an ajebota, start pursuing people. I stood the first day I didn't sell. The next day I didn't sell. When I returned, the man looked at me and said, you're never hungry. If you're hungry, you go sell paper. You know. So one day, I just said to myself, I need to do this. So I started running. Then one day, I saw Sonny Okosun at the bus stop. He said, vendor, all the papers. He bought all the papers from me. And I said to him, thank you very much. I want to be a musician. One day, I want to be like you. He said, no, my son. One day, you'll be better than me. I will never forget that word. And he drove off. Since then, anytime I watch television and he's the one they are showing, I sit down. I was excited because I got an inspiration from a legend. Then one day at the bus stop, there was one musician called Alexito. He was passing. I saw him and I shouted, Alexito, he waved. So he wanted to give me his sticker. I pursued him from Ojota bus stop, quote me, Alexito is still alive, to Maryland before I could collect that sticker. and he gave me the sticker because he won Lucky Sun Splash. So I used the sticker and I placed the sticker on top of my locker in the house. I was very happy that Alexito gave me a sticker. I went to an event. They did not allow me in. My friend Zaki, as they said, let this man in. He's a big name very soon. They did not allow me in. And he said to them, if you don't allow this man in, I will not perform here. They opened the door, they allowed me in. The person, name I will not mention. And I told him, I said, mark today's date. I'm going to be bigger than you. He's a musician. And I walked into the hall, water parks. And when everybody finished performing, there was 5 minutes for me to perform. And when I performed, the person came to me and said he was sorry. I said, you don't need to be sorry. You don't discriminate or underestimate anybody. When your time is right, you will get there. As a vendor, it was fun for me. But I enjoyed the job of a conductor more than a vendor. Because it was fun that some people will give you money, they will forget your change. They won't remember their change. But sometimes we deliberately do it for them. We do it for them to forget their change so that we can have extra change in our pocket. You know. Then one day, from Ojota to Maryland, one girl was attending Maryland Comprehensive with her friends in the bus. Ojota to Maryland was 50 kobo. So she paid for her friends. Her change was remaining 50 kobo. I deliberately kept it so that she does not remember. She now said, conductor, where's my change? I acted like I didn't hear. When I came down, she said, where's her change? And I said, I'll give you her change. The next day she slapped me that I want to eat her money. I looked at her and I said to her, I'm not a conductor. She said, you're a conductor. If you're not a conductor, what are you doing here? And I said, you know what? I won't blame you. Because I'm a conductor, you have the right to speak to me the way you did. And I gave her. When I gave her the money, I was crying because the situation was what warranted her to slap me. Then the next day, after closing hours, there's something we call sole. If you are a bus conductor, you don't stay in the garage to carry your passenger. You know the time the school children will close. You leave the garage, you run there and stay at the gate of the school so that when they close, you carry them. So they were all rushing, and she was among the people that rushed into the bus. And she rushed in. When she rushed in, I insisted that they shouldn't enter my bus. My oga said, my friend, keep quiet. They entered. They paid. She wanted to leave the 50 kobo for me. I refused. And I said to her, I don't want to be slapped again. Take your change. Now, when my song came out, she was one of the first set of people that bought my song. And I had a concert at Water Parks. It was Fela's birthday. She paid 500 naira for 6 of them to come in because she just wanted me to meet her. And she reminded me and she told me how sorry she was. And I said, that is past. Now, what am I trying to bring out? Just never underestimate, never underrate anybody. You don't know where your destiny lies. You know, I enjoyed the job of a conductor more of a vendor. Because the vendor, we know the two sell. We know somebody sell paper. But conductor, it was tedious. You work from morning to evening. After all said and done, they pay you 6 naira 50 kobo as a conductor. Now, by the time you eat, sometimes you can eat amala meji, pure water, pure water, omi tutu, amala meji, ẹran kan, change toku. You want to save it ahead of the future. But there was nothing to save. Because I was squatting with a friend and he was always asking me to support the room. We'll buy soap, we'll buy toothbrush, toothpaste and all that. I realized that my friend was extorting money from me while he was using the money to take care of himself. I had no choice but to think of an alternative. Luckily, I now met Femi Lasode and Nelson Brown. And behold, it became an opportunity for me. And I thank God for where I am today. My father didn't know where I was because I was not staying with my father. He was not bothered because my father wanted me to be educated. I got the degree he wanted, but he wanted me to do, he didn't want me to do music. But my mother was always praying for me because my parents left Lagos and went back to the village to settle down. But I remember that when I was like 9 years old, I was sleeping one day. There's a man that was living in our compound in the village. You know, he knocked on the door and he said to me, my mother opened the door around 2 a.m. He said to my mom, hold this boy, pray for this boy. He's going to be who you don't even expect him to be. Don't let anybody stop him from what he wants to be. And ever since, my mother started praying. And my father never encouraged my career. But along the line, one day, I was on stage performing. I didn't know my father was among the crowd. So when I was performing, my father was surprised to see me the way I was performing. He was impressed. But after the show, my father was thinking that maybe I'm motimunko, you know. But you see, till tomorrow, people don't believe it. My alcohol is the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I don't drink, I don't smoke. My alcohol is the crowd. If I see the crowd, I am high. I'm not against the people that drink or smoke, but I keep saying something. I don't smoke cigarettes because it will affect my breath. I don't take coke because I don't want to choke. I would never do it. My alcohol is the crowd, and when I see the crowd, I am inspired to do what I'm doing, and I've been doing it for a very long time. Takijo Records, Noise Maker, Pasuma Wonder, Lord of Ajasa,
Talo Shire,
Noise Maker,
Talo Shire,
Pasuma Wonder,
Talo Shire,
Noise Maker,
Talo Shire,
Lord of Ajasa,
Talo Shire,
Noise Maker,
Talo Shire,
Pasuma Wonder,
Talo Shire,
Noise Maker,
Talo Shire.
Lord of Ajasa.
Music ACB, people know the giri. Everybody want copy me. Now only one noise maker there for town where they make African population to get down. Like I know they stop, I know they quit. Every single tune I play na big hit. The music they my body no be lie. Come inside me party, make me all join. Teka dance ya, omo yapa, mele ni kojo.
Oyin wa baka yin lára, ẹ bàjẹ́ àgbo.
Teka dance ya, omo yapa, mele ni kojo.
Oyin wa baka yin lára, ẹ bàjẹ́ àgbo. Aláriwo máa ló ń ṣeré, Pasuma Wonder máa ló ń kọrin. The combination is tight o, abẹ́ orí ni.
Yes o, jáwọ́ sí, jẹ́ kó rí gbọ́.
Tiwa yàtọ̀ sí tiwọn o, ìbá wá sílẹ̀ ìbá báràkà, ó bá máa fújì o. Listen to the rhythm o, ẹ máa rí pé. Lord of Ajasa. Èmi Pasuma Wonder o, pẹ̀lú Aláriwo o, ẹ ò lè bá wa o. Tiwa Tọ́pẹ́ o, kó jọ pẹ́ lọ.
Teka dance ya, ọmọ yapa, mele ni kojo.
Orin wa bá ká yín lára, ẹ bàjẹ́ àgbo.
Teka dance ya, ọmọ yapa, mele ni kojo.
Orin wa bá ká yín lára, ẹ bàjẹ́ àgbo.
Olórí ni wá wọn lè kóyan wá kéré. Bàbá ibẹ̀ amóye iṣẹ́ ló ṣe. Kàkà kéwé àgbọ̀dẹ pípele ló pele. Yes, pípele ló pele. Àjàsà, ìrókò olúwere. Bí kò ṣe di tó ṣe ló dúró gégélé. Mo dúpẹ́ f'Olúwa ọ̀nà tí la kedere. Arónípin rọ́lẹ́ pa ojú yìí ló ṣe. Ọ̀nà tágbé gbà lọ́tẹ̀ yìí wọ́n ti gbé. Aláriwo Pasuma àtàjàsà ẹ̀wẹ̀gẹ̀. Ẹwà wọn ṣeré. Ìdá ló fi ṣeré wele.
Ta ló ń ṣeré?
Noise Maker.
Ta ló ń ṣeré?
Pasuma Wonder o.
Ta ló ń ṣeré?
Noise Maker.
Ta ló ń ṣeré?
Lord of Ajasa.
Ta ló ń ṣeré?
Noise Maker.
Ta ló ń ṣeré?
Pasuma Wonder.
Ta ló ń ṣeré?
Noise Maker.
Ta ló ń ṣeré?
Lord of Ajasa.
Step up, they climb, they go. We go they move up, they make the dough. Then go they pay to watch we show. Enemies go they feel we flow. We go they step up, they climb, they go. We go they move up, they make the dough. Then go they pay to watch we show. Enemies go they feel we flow. Teka dance ya, ọmọ yapa, mele ni kojo.
Orin wa bá ká yín lára, ẹ bàjẹ́ àgbo.
Teka dance ya, ọmọ yapa, mele ni kojo.
Orin wa bá ká yín lára, ẹ bàjẹ́ àgbo.
Teka dance ya, ọmọ yapa, mele ni kojo.
Orin wa bá ká yín lára, ẹ bàjẹ́ àgbo.
Teka dance ya, ọmọ yapa, mele ni kojo.
Orin
Babylon. Ajasa.
Ó ti pọ̀jù, ó ti dìdù, ó ti yáyáyá.
Dr. Friends. Dakijo Records. Yeah.
My father did not encourage, but my father realized that he had no choice but to accept me for who I am and accept the talent that God has given to me. And I am very close to my father. We are very, very close. If I go to the village to visit my father now, the first thing I do when I knock on the door and he opens the door is I kneel down with my 2 legs and I hold a bottle of drink and he prays. He finishes praying, then I'll stand up and I'll sit down and I gist with him. My father, if my father calls me Alariwo of Africa, he calls me Alariwo Pataki. Now he feels, yes, you understand? Because parents can only guide you. They cannot force you to do what you do not want to do. So he's still my father. I love him to beat, you know. I can't do without him. Anytime I travel, I always make sure I see him. But in all honesty, I'm closer to my mother, naturally, than my father. Because you can never be old in the eyes of your parents, you know. Recently when I traveled, I was gisting with a friend of mine on the balcony. I didn't know my mother overheard me, and she mentioned my full name. When my mother mentions my full name, what it be, you know, and my mother, you won't believe, she was about raising her hand to hit me. And I looked at her and said, mommy, I'm over 40 now, cool down. You know, they don't see it. As far as she's concerned, you're still her child, you know. There's joy in being a child to your mother, you know. I love my parents, and I thank them for bringing me into the world, and I thank them for the inspiration, and I thank most especially my mother for encouraging me. And my twin brothers, they are very, very supportive till now. To be honest, to be honest with you, there was no challenges, because when I met Femi Lasode, he sat down with me for almost 30 minutes. And he said to his wife, Magdalene, this boy is very intelligent. The first assignment he gave to me was to be his video director. All the musical videos, I was always the one directing the videos, you know. And from there, you know, after directing a couple of videos, I became like a member of the family. Then he would give me studio time to go and do my song. When he gave me the studio time, the first studio opportunity he gave to me, I used it very well and I did Yawa Go Gas. And when I did Yawa Go Gas, it became an instant hit. To tell you the truth, Yawa Go Gas was not the song that I was thinking was going to be a very big song. But the song you don't expect is the song that God will use to make you. There were jealousy in between because I'm the boy of the owner of the place. But it was smooth. Everybody there, we were all like family, you know. The challenges were before I met him. The challenges were later when I met him. Normally, people will backbite, trying to form a story so that he can kick you out. But what I loved about my boss, he doesn't listen to stories. If you tell him, he'll say, oh, really? He will say, Alariwo, this man said you stole some studio time. And he will say, tell him, maybe you said it. He does not backbite. He will say it in front of you, you know. So the challenges were not really, the challenges were full, like a little bit of envy in between it. But, you know, in a family, you will have issues with family members and you will resolve it. It was tough, but with God and Femi Lasode, it was easy for me. When we finished my album, he gave me a note. I went to Rhythm 93.7. I went to Ray Power. They started playing the song, you know. From there, God started helping. God started answering my prayer. We will enter Molue to go for interview at AIT. When we get to the front of AIT, we overpackage, adjust, because nobody will know you entered the Molue. After the interview, in the interview, you'll be posing. After the interview, you enter Molue back. You'll be hearing your voice on radio inside the Molue. You come down at Shogunle bus stop. You cross to the other side. You go to your house. It was fun. It was fun. Till now, I'm still me. I'm very open. I love it when I walk on the street freely. You know, sometimes my manager will tell me, package small now, package. I can walk on the street, and if I feel like eating bread and egg, I will stand. Aboki, bread and egg and tea. I sit down there. If I feel like a boli atekpa, everybody knows me. I can tell you I'm one of the few musicians that takes Okada till tomorrow. If I'm in the traffic and I'm driving, the traffic is too much, I will leave the car for my manager and I will take a bike because I don't want to miss my appointment. I was coming to meet my friend and the traffic was so much, I left my car somewhere, I took Keke Marua. The person that carried me from Allen, when he saw me, he parked. I said, off Allen. He said 500. I said, for waiting. 200. He said, ALARIWO, package. I said, go package, to buy ready. 200. Only 200. Model Wally. He dropped me here and I told my manager, take me picture. He don't tell I enter Keke Marua. And she took the picture and I tweeted instantly. I chatted Keke Marua. It was fun. You know, sometimes I'll leave my car, say, today, let me enter a bus. I will enter a bus. You yell, CMS. You know, we are it is sweet. Those noise, those streets. If I travel abroad, I'm in a hurry to come back home. I miss the ambience of I miss it. I miss the ambience of, you know, Ghana designer rice. I miss amalashita. I miss a lot of things, you know, because what we eat there is a little bit too packaged, you know. I love my country. I'm not a fake person. I'm not artificial. I'm me, you know. It's good to be you because if you pretend to be who you're not, you can't get the right people to be there for you. I'm me, you know. It's only here that we always want to. Some of my friends will tell me, ALARIWO, touche, dear. There's nothing to touche. Kato de entaje, Ọlọ́run ti mọ̀ pa máa débẹ̀. Now, tabata ti débẹ̀. Let us remember that ibikola ti ń bọ̀. You get it? So, acting fake has never been in my system. Never been. I love hopping on Okada. I love it. If the opportunity comes for me to sit down in my car with driver and AC, I will do it. But if I have an appointment and there's traffic, manager, take over. And I will take the bike because I don't want to miss my appointment. But a missed appointment here will show that you're not serious. But everybody knows that the traffic in Lagos is killing. So there are some things you have to do and adjust. So challenges are everywhere. For the youths, be yourself. Don't discourage yourself. Never give up. Always believe in yourself. I will make it. Always wake up in the morning. Always wake up in the morning, hit your chest and say, I know I can. I know I will make it. Get the basics. It's called education. Education is key. So that when they are interviewing you, you speak simple and decent English. Even if you don't want to go to the university, finish your secondary school. Because it is very important for you to learn how to read, write, and speak. Finally, the road to success is very rough. But it can never be rough for a man that is tough.
Come back. The future belongs to those who stick to their dream. Hope you gain from ALARIWO of Africa life story. You can follow me on Instagram at capstone17, tweet at capstone01, tweet at WTGTV Media. Like our page, facebook.com/WTGTV. Call or WhatsApp 08053736065 for interview. See you same time next week. I still remain myself, Capstone. Bye for now.